Okay, welcome everyone to our team call for the Wildflower Tribe and Fierce at Pride and Team Mountain Strong for an Ohana Empire for July 19th, Tuesday. And tonight we're going to be hearing from the awesome Kreis about how to get coaches on as a part of your team and get them going and feel confident about how to do that from the start. And I know this is something where a lot of us struggle from the get-go is I think just inviting when you feel like you're not sure what you have to offer yet as a coach. And Katie's been so great about from day one being like, I have a lot to offer. I rock. Here it is. This community rocks. And she's really led with a lot of confidence in that. And you guys, I mean, I don't think we really recognize her enough, but she's been in this business for, I don't know, I think it's just a year in June, right? Yeah. And I mean, she is killing it. Like she has elite definitely in her sights this year. And I am inspired. So she has a lot, I think, that she can offer us as far as how she's brought on coaches and made them comfortable and gotten them inspired and just everything coaching, getting coaches. So, and then before we get started really quickly, the Team Cup, as you guys know, is starting in August next month. So if you don't have a team, I know I just sent a message to hopefully the 5 on my team. So maybe no longer I need to say this, but if you don't have a team and you're looking to grab people, make sure you're posting in the page, get your teammates, get everyone riled up and excited. And I don't know, get excited for an awesome Team Cup month because this is a really good opportunity to get a lot of momentum building as we head into fall and in the summer with a bang. So it's awesome. I love the Team Cup because it gives you a reason to just push really hard and win some great prizes and work together and really excel your businesses and move everything forward. So does anyone have any? I'm talking really fast, sorry. I just want to make sure I have a lot of time for Katie. But does anyone have any rank advancements they want to shout out before we get started? I didn't chug Energize, no. I thought about chugging Focus and I didn't. I just also, though, want to take some time and shout out Sean because you don't even look the same from last week. You look freaking awesome. Like, I can see a big change in your face already. It's freaking crazy. She's been following the Countdown to Competition plan alongside her 21-day fix. So how much you've lost already, like 7 pounds or something? And I know inches too. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, 6 pounds so far. Not too much in inches, just like 1 or 2. But my pants are already fitting better, so that's really awesome.
And it's only been like a week, right? A week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. I guess that's it. Meg, do you have anything? No.
Nope.
Okay, let me turn it over to Katie so she can give us all the goods.
Alrighty, well, thank you for all that. And as far as what you said about like leading with confidence, I remember when I stepped up to do my first call when I think either you or Dana asked me to talk to the team about how I got to Diamond so fast. I was horrified. I felt like throwing up. Like a lot of people tell themselves, I'm a terrible public speaker. I can't talk to people. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it just comes back to the limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves. So I hope all of you listened to the National Wake Up Call for this week. And I listened to it today and I cried twice. So all of these things are clues. Like, we are told exactly what we need to do in this business. And it's just a matter of whether or not you do it. And a big part, I think, of my success, and I mean, let me give you a little bit of backstory. So going into the business, the program, all of that, when Kelli initially started messaging me, I literally rolled over in bed and was like, I know what she's trying to do. She's trying to sell me Shakeology, and I ain't buying it. And then, she started asking questions, and we were talking and catching up and, talking about school and, my life now. And I'm a chiropractor full time. And so with that, my expectations of myself were, okay, so, well, not only am I a chiropractor, but I also have my exercise sports science degree. So I should know a lot about exercise. I should know a lot about nutrition. I should know all about how to be healthy. And when Kelli started messaging me, I was not miserable. Like, I was just kind of going about my life and just not excited about it. I ended up with a stress fracture in my foot because I was working all day long, not used to standing on my feet. I stopped working out when I had previously liked to go to the yoga studio at like 3 to 5 times a week. So I was no longer working out. I had no time to make meals. So I was eating at Subway for lunch or Chick-fil-A in the mall. I was eating Dunkin' Donuts on the way to work with my coffee and cream and sugar because that's the only way to have it, right? So not only was I eating garbage, and then on my way home, there was a convenient little Wendy's right on the way home. So I would stop and get Wendy's because I wasn't getting home until like 8 o'clock, and who wants to cook dinner at 8 o'clock? So when Kelli reached out to me, on the outside, I was a doctor. I was supposed to be this. I was supposed to be that. But like all these things that she's just started asking was like, oh my God, I'm not happy. I don't feel good. My pants are getting smaller or I'm getting bigger. And I don't want to not have energy. On the weekends, I would sleep in until like 11:30, 12. And then I've wasted the entire day. So that's kind of just the background. So then insert Kelli. She convinces me in a way, I guess, or I finally decide to do the 21-day fix. And I jump in saying, if it doesn't work, then I'll just return it and get my money back. No problem. Well, within the first week of doing the workouts, following the food plan, and drinking the shake, I was, prior to the program, I was going to bed at like 8:30, like when I got home after eating. And then, oh yeah, and she sent me a handmade kindergarten card that said, do more of what you love. And that totally struck home because I had stopped doing anything and everything that I really enjoyed. All I was doing was going from work to home. And within that first week, I was staying up past my bedtime, which was generally around 9 o'clock. I was waking up early, which was usually around 6:30. And I was miserable then because I was so tired. And then I had to go to work all day long. On my short days, which were Tuesday, Thursday, I don't have to be in until like 1:30. And I would sleep until like 11:30. And then I would try and catch up on my shows that I had missed the night before. So I was watching, ABC on demand or whatever the streaming is, doing nothing with my life. And then I started the program and I had so much energy. And then something just clicked. I don't know if she just kept asking me, or then I got into the coach basics because it was working so well for me. I got into the coach basics. They're like, you just need to share it with others. Obviously, people were asking me what I was doing. I had so much energy. And it was natural that I was just talking about what I'm doing. Oh, what are you doing? What are those containers? Why are you eating that? Why aren't you eating all the M&Ms that are on the desk anymore? Like, because I feel so much better and people can feel that energy from you. So I was just sharing that with people. So it was just natural in a sense to tell them the program that I was doing. And so then people were wanting to do it too with me. So I got into Coach Basics, and then Coach Basics made us buy books, which I put off for a very, very long time until I kept getting asked about it. Well, did you read the book? Did you read the book? Did you read the book? Are you doing your PD? And I know that we hear this on every single call about doing personal development, but the confidence, every single doubt, or what is the word I'm looking for when people say they don't want objections? Every single objection can be battled or overcome with your confidence in the fact that these programs work. And I think that has been what has worked so well for me, because I'm not a nutrition expert. I'm not an exercise expert. I was not exercising like I had been previously. And I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't, I don't know all the answers about the shake, but we don't have to. And that's the good thing, that, anybody and everybody can do this because they lay it out so easily for us. So the confidence is in the program and in completing it from start to finish. Stick to whatever it is you have chosen and do it 100%, because then you get the results, and then you have the energy that everybody else wants. You're happy, you're confident, you're healthy, you're making changes, and your life is just completely changing, and everybody will be able to see it. So how the heck do you do that? Well, you need to be reading or listening to podcasts every single day. And not only listening to the podcast or reading the books, but you need to have the mental open-mindedness to really soak all of that in. So you need to be open to the fact that you have something inside of you that you may need to change. And it's not that there's anything wrong with you, or you're a terrible person, or your past is this or your past is that. It's just, if you want to be successful, if you want something different from where you are right now, you need to open your mind to, how did I get here and how do I go somewhere else? And if you aren't open to the fact that you need to do the personal work, and you're doing the same thing over and over and over, and nothing is changing, and you're expecting different results, and you're expecting to be successful, you're expecting to be a 15-star diamond, and it's just not happening, then you need to open your mind to see, what am I doing that is not a 15-star diamond mindset? And I think that has been the biggest change. So with me, my biggest thing was, I can't talk to people. I hated calling for Chinese. Like, I still really won't call for Chinese. Like, I hate calling to order pizza. I just hate getting on the phone. But this is a business of building relationships, and you need to talk to people. So I need to get out of my own way and realize that whatever it is about that's holding me back is where I need to go to do my personal development, because nobody anywhere around me is going to do it for me. Like, at this point, we need to realize that we're not going to school, we're not paying for an education. The only investment we have in this business is the shake, and we eat it. So you really have no loss. Like, you're getting the nutrients you're using. Like, there's really no investment. It's only your time. And if you want the freedom of time in the future, you need to put in the time now where you need it, and you need to realize and be open-minded to accepting what it is you need to change. So is it that, you're self-confident? Is it that you have issues around money? Is it you've had family issues and that's why you have trouble with relationships? Like, these are all things that you need to look into to get past. And not that they're ever going to go away. They're always going to be there, but you need to recognize that they're there, and you need to be physically and consistently working on it. So let me see. I think I kind of got that to the biggest thing in how I've gotten so far so fast. My confidence skyrocketed. I was able to talk to people who I really wanted to work with. So then I started being more comfortable with talking to people because I was doing the personal development to be more confident, to understand why I thought the way I thought. Like, am I worth it? Yes. Now I know I'm worth it. So is somebody going to tell me I'm not? Is somebody going to, like, what are my fears around talking to people? I don't even care anymore. So just message anybody and everybody. And if you can focus and really hone in on the people that you want to work with. So for me, I want to work with people that are healthy individuals. So not necessarily people that need to lose a whole lot of weight, but I come from a health background. So that's kind of, people that are like me. So those are the people that I'm more reaching out to. And those people then can, in a sense, also see all the benefits of being on such a simple plan as the 21-day fix. So if I can speak confidently about the program to them, get them engaged, get the results that I know that the program can give, and then early on, I tell them, if you have any friends or if you have family members, I'm going to set you up just like I set my sister up and like I set my mom up as coach, so you get the discount. And you'll also have the ability, if any friends or family or anybody wants to sign up, we can put them under you. It's a super simple sign up, just like you did, no big deal. And then more often than not, they're like, okay, yeah, whatever. So that kind of gets over the objection of signing them up as coach. So they don't even think twice about it. Oh, I have to put my social security number in. Okay, yeah, no, they don't use anything unless you work it as a business. So, okay, no problem with that. Then they start getting results. And then I start talking to them about, because a lot of times people will have financial objections as well. So not only do we have the financial objection, but we also have the, I don't have time, this or that, or da, 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 da. So we're busting all their objections by showing them the possibilities within this. So they see that they've gotten results now. They know that the program works. So they're going to trust me that anything that I follow that up with is more often than not going to be something that they can trust. So after they're getting their results within their first couple of weeks, I'm still kind of talking to them that, I know that you had said that cost was, a problem, and for you to continue, you're getting such great results. Like, let's talk about helping you find other people that you can help as well. And more often than not, they're the ones that are already asking me at this point, like, oh, my friend is asking to sign up, or my friend wants to do the program too. So then you just show them exactly what you did. I don't tell them, oh, you got to do basics, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to blah, 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 blah. I say, this is the link for the coach mobile. Put it on your homepage, and you choose the program and you choose their shake flavor, and that's it. So then once they do their first person, which is usually like a friend or a coworker or something like that, they are like, oh my God, that was so easy. And then that opens up the conversation of, we do team calls, the community is this, like, then you can tell them the whole kind of spiel and it becomes a conversation. And it all comes back to having this success in it yourself and working the program and just being open and honest about what exactly it is that you're doing. And if you trust that this is something that you believe in, then it all falls into place from there. So let's see. Do you put the idea in their ear, officially coaching after what? Sorry,
Sorry, that was weirdly typed because my daughter was screaming. Can you just go into a little more detail about after someone signs up a friend? Because that's, I'm sure it happens to a lot of us. A friend wants to sign up, right? Like at that point, do you talk to them more about coaching, or do you find that because they're like, oh, that was so easy, yada, yada, they ask you more details about it? Or do you kind of like from that point go into, would you ever consider this? Like, can you take us through what you do there? Sorry.
Usually, once they sign somebody else up and they see how easy it is, I'll talk to them about the team pages, talk to them about the community, like say, okay, that was so easy for you. I want you to have, more information on how to actually help these people. Like, obviously, I'm going to run the group. We can get them in the group with us. You don't have to worry about doing that part of it. But if you're interested in more information about the community and, we work about business building, we talk about building up ourselves, and it's just an awesome community that, we all support each other and we're all driving for this bigger mission. I'm going to put you in the team pages so that you can see exactly what it is that we're doing. And then from there, I'll put them in the team pages, invite them to team calls, and then from there, I kind of leave it up to them to see if they're going to run with it or if they are, or if they're going to hang back. So I think it's more so the people that I'm targeting initially that have the excitement about it. So I don't know. I think it just comes back to you have to give them that amazing experience in seeing results of the program. And then from there they ask questions because people are asking them questions. But you have to be confident in talking about it with them as well and what it's done for you. I don't put everybody into Wildflowers. Okay, some people who show a little bit of interest, like I have one challenger who signed somebody up, and I know she had said previously that she doesn't want to do the coaching, but you can kind of tell and you can kind of gauge people to whether or not like if you think that they would be a good coach, then it's more encouragement of them versus them deciding. Because I've had one, maybe Christina, who came to me and was like, I want to coach. I'm doing what you're doing. Let's go. I'm ready to run. Like, I got really super lucky with Christina. All the other people have been kind of slow to go, and it was more their results that they were showcasing, and it was just very easy for them to kind of step into that role. So I have one challenger now who you can see as you get to know them more personally, and that's part of it too. Like when you sign coaches on, that's not when, like, questions don't stop there. You need to continue learning about who these people are, what their struggles are, what their goals are, their families, what they want. Like, you need to keep the conversation going with them, especially if you have this heart-wrenching feeling that they would make the most amazing coach. Like, you just need to build that relationship with them, because then you can suggest things to them. Oftentimes it's a confidence thing that will keep them from taking the step to coaching. And you as their coach can give them things to build them up on their personal journey, which then will hopefully lead them into sharing it and being a coach as well. So this particular person, I think, would be the most amazing coach. She's rocking her journey. She's getting great results. She's active in her community. She's posting stuff on social media, and she signed one person up, and I think it's just a matter of time before she decides to either do it as a hobby or do it as not necessarily full time, but also like more than a hobby. So it's really digging deep into who they are and how you can develop them personally, what you can suggest to them, what you can kind of see as an outsider of what they actually need. So not only do they need the physical component of the program, but also suggesting books that have worked for you. A lot of times I will ask people, like, do you like to read? Like, do you listen to podcasts in the car? Like, you know, how do you think that this would change things for you? Have you ever considered this? Have you ever considered that? I read this book and it had something really interesting in it, and I think you would really like it. And you need to know who they are and what their interests are and what they struggle with. And I mean, people will tell you the craziest things after really just meeting them. Like if you just started messaging with them, you maybe knew of them in high school or brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, whatever. And now they're telling you the most crazy story, and people will tell you crazy things. So it's just building that relationship and building that confidence and gaining that trust. And then you can offer all these things to them, and they'll be more apt to listen. And that comes with the coaching opportunity as well. They'll listen more if you're showing more interest in them than trying to be interesting. So I guess, what time is it? Do we have questions? Do we have comments? I think it comes back to mindset most often, and just committing to your program. And your program helps with your mindset, because if you're rocking it physically, I mean.
Definitely. Thanks, Katie. I think that was great. I think a lot of it, you're absolutely right. It is your mindset in a big way. And I love, and I think it's direct. I mean, for me, I feel it. And that's honestly, I like it because it holds me accountable. I think if I'm rocking the program and my nutrition's on track, then I am happily inviting, because I believe in it. I'm happily inviting to the challenge groups. I'm happily inviting to coaching, because I believe in everything that this company is and that our business is. And so I think that is, like, first and foremost so important. And I love what you said about being encouraging to people. And I think, we didn't really touch base on this a ton. I know you've been inviting, and it didn't really matter when we were chatting about this, but I know you've been inviting to the coach opportunity a lot too. But as you were speaking, I realized it was a lot of challengers that had turned coaches. And it's funny, I listened to a call today from Carly Del Carlo. If you guys don't know who she is, she's a top 10 coach, and she's really young, but she's awesome if you want to look her up and see some of her stuff and her story. She was saying she developed a system. It was funny because she was actually saying things like, I put myself in the top 10 by, like, not even really, like, I wanted to, but I didn't really even have a system or really know what I was doing. And I was like, well, must be nice. Anyway, she was saying that what she did was develop a system she didn't realize that she had been converting a lot of challengers to coaches just kind of naturally, but that one of the big things that she did, and I was taking notes this morning, but she said when the group starts, she always has a watch list. Like within the first couple days, she can create a list of people in the challenge groups that she feels like would make awesome coaches. And from there, number 2 on her list of her system was to recognize in her challenge group, and I know, Katie, you do this behind the scenes, but she said she recognized in the challenge group and encouraged in the challenge group like one person every single day for leadership qualities or inspiring qualities that they were showing the team or the group. And she said that really helped because at the end in the 3rd week when she was asking people, hey, would you ever consider coaching if it didn't happen naturally, like Katie mentioned, they would be like, oh, well, why me? And she could say, well, don't you remember? Like I recognize you for your inspiring leadership qualities, or like for being inspiring. Like she had something to go back to and remind them of, so that it was easy for them to connect the dots. And I really, really, really like that idea. And it makes sense because our communities are so similar, our coach community and our challenge group community. So why wouldn't we do the same things, right? Inspire people along the way and see that they can do whatever it is they want to do. And then another thing was just chatting really casually. And Katie, I wanted to just ask you, and I think it's pretty clear by what you said, but what do you think it is that you've led with? I know this is where a lot of people get held up when they're wanting to tell people, hey, I'm doing this really awesome coaching thing, but I'm not making a lot of money yet, is like the big thing that kind of holds people back from telling other people about this. So what is it that you feel like has really helped you? Like, what do you love about coaching that you've helped other people see might be a good fit for them too?
That's a good question, because I was actually thinking about that on the way home, and I'm not making a whole ton of money doing this. So right now I'm covering my shake costs, and thank you, Dave. I'm covering my shake costs and Dennis's shake costs, and getting a little bit extra on the other 2 weeks out of the month as well. So for me, it's like gas money and grocery money extra, which for a lot of people is huge, for them to be able to go to the grocery store and have that extra money. And so a lot of times I'll tell people, like, if they ask, generally people won't ever ask me like how much I'm making. I don't know if it's because I have another job and I have my income from that they don't necessarily relate me to making a whole lot of money with this. But generally I'll lead with, if you're worried about covering your shake and you think that it's too expensive, then there's a way to get it paid for. And if you help just 3 people a month, then it will pay for your shake. And it's totally worth it. And generally they're like, oh, okay, but that doesn't ever usually, for me, come up a whole lot. Like I don't think it ever really has even. For the most part, it's just been, okay, well, how much are you really making from it? And I can say, honestly, it's covering my shake costs, and people are feeling a whole hell of a lot better. So it's worth it.
But I feel like what you do is you lead with how inspiring the community is for you. Like you make it super simple with the get your shake paid for, which was also mentioned in a few calls. I know, I don't know, I was listening to something the other day where they said they actually just got on live at the end and were like, hey, in the group, right? And we're like, hey, are people asking you what you're doing? Like, are people asking you like, hey, you're losing weight, you look great, like what is this shake all about? Are you talking about it? And if so, I can help you get that paid for. Let me know. If someone is, you're basically already doing what I do as a coach, sort of like going the like really, really simple route, which makes perfect sense. So I think doing that,
And that's the biggest thing too. It's keeping it super duper simple, because once they kind of are approaching that 3rd week where they're going to be billed soon again, it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, because they are going to be charged again, and you need to know what they have been getting out of it. You need to know, have they been feeling better? Have they had more energy? Has their digestion been better? Have they lost the weight? Like, this is a continual follow-up process and conversation with the people that you have in the challenge group, because generally overall the people that are interactive in the challenge group and you can kind of see what they're doing, more often than not, those are the people that are more successful. I have some challengers that will continue with the Shakeology and they are kind of ghostly in the challenge groups. That's very few and far between. Like, for somebody to continue with the Shakeology and not really answer me or interact with me, more often than not, like a month or two later, I'll get a coach cancel.
Can I ask you one more question, Katie, before we lose you? I know we have. So at the 3rd week mark, do you ask them if they have anyone that would be interested, or do you approach that conversation in that way, or do you just, like you said earlier, wait for it to sort of happen?
I ask them kind of throughout. Like, I'll throw it in where it kind of shows up naturally in the conversation. Like when I'm asking them, like, I'll be like, are you taking your containers with you? Are you drinking your shake? How are you drinking it? Are you drinking it on the way to work? Are people asking you about it? And then from there, I'll be like, we can always, if you want, whoever asks you about it, we can get them into our challenge groups. Like, you don't have to do a lot of the work. I'll do that work and we can encourage them together. You just need to let me know who it is and we can get them set up. Did Dana ask a question?
Yeah, so doing like the same thing that I mentioned live, but like behind the scenes, pretty much. Like, hey, are people doing it all along? Yes. Copy.
Yes. I ask them throughout. So I kind of, it's like kind of subtly there throughout their entire challenge. Like, I'll ask a couple of times, if they're really rocking it, and you can see, like, sometimes people will post it on their regular page and like, that people are talking about it. So then you can approach that with them as well, being like, hey, I see so-and-so is asking questions. Like, they're really excited. Like, do you want to help? Like, let's get them started. Like, let's get their name, let's get their information. All you have to do is get their email and what shake, and and sometimes they will, sometimes they won't.
I think we're gonna lose you, but yeah, we have less than a minute. But I just wanted to take some time super quickly to tell you this was awesome, and thank you so much for chatting. And I hope everyone else, you guys, took something away from this. I think it was a lot of really awesome information. So thank you so much. You rock. And we'll definitely share this in the team pages for everyone that wasn't able to make it. But awesome job, awesome call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Go rock, Team Cup.
Woohoo!
Woo!